Hello, everyone. And Professor Robert Jones, NIU. All right, so we got about a week to go, just a touch under a week to go for the February 2022 bar. I thought I would give you my predictions so that for this last week, you might make some decisions about what to study extra this last week for the ME essays. What should you emphasize this last week? So here we go. I don't want to waste your time. Let's get right at it and make this quick. Number one. Number one, constitutional law. I'm pretty confident that constitutional law is going to be on there. I know other people make predictions. I'm not sure how many people are doing that, but it seems obvious to me that con law is going to be on there because it hasn't been on the last two in a row, and they've never gone three in a row without it. So you never know for sure, but I would bet money that constitutional law is going to be on there. Let's be ready for that. They like to test con law 1, sovereign immunity, for example. But it's been a while since they tested equal protection. It's been a while since they tested free speech. So I really don't know what within con law, but let's study con law a lot. Number two, evidence. I'm confident evidence is going to be there. They love testing evidence, and it was not on July. It could be a pure evidence question. I'm anticipating hearsay. That's their favorite subject, and it's due. So it could be just a pure hearsay question. There may be some hearsay and character thrown in. Would not be surprised if they have a hearsay question combined with the confrontation clause. So let's be ready for that. Hearsay and the confrontation clause. Number three, secure transactions. This is an order of my confidence. So I'm not as sure about secure transactions. It was not on in July, so it's kind of due in that respect. And they've been using secure transactions for February a lot lately. It's kind of been a pattern for them. So I'm reasonably confident secure transactions will be there. Now, for number four, look, here's the deal. Contracts and property, I'm sure one of them is going to be on there. I'm sure either contracts or property. I just can't figure out which one. Could be both. It's possible they'll do both. I think it's extremely likely one of those two. Sorry, I can't be more specific, but I would study both of them. They're both MBE subjects, so they're going to be multiple choice. But there you go. Now, I tend to stop after four, sometimes five. You can't predict all six. Anyone who tries to predict all six, you can't do it because the NCB goes out of their way to make sure they're not too predictable. So that 6-1 is just, you can never predict all six. I'm going to go out on a limb and make a prediction for number five here, as long as you agree to take it with a little bit of grain of salt. And I'm going to go with partnerships or LLCs. Partnerships is due, but the reason why I'm not gung-ho about it is because partnership, I think they're phasing out a little bit. Partnerships are kind of being replaced in the real world by LLCs, which kind of accomplish the same thing, but in a more effective way. So it's been a while. It's been a couple iterations since they tested partnerships. That's due. But they had corporations on in July, and it was not an LLC question. So LLCs are also due. So my gut says it's going to be either partnership or LLCs, one of the two. But I'm a little bit on a limb here because that's number five, and so I'm less confident about that one as the others. Number six, I have no idea. It could be anything. It literally could be anything. You can't count anything out. But for this last week, I would study those subjects, con law and evidence in particular, secure transactions, contracts and property, and then maybe partnerships and LLCs. I'd study those a little more this last week. Really pound those old MEE essays. Okay, really review those old ME essays. It's the best way to study for the essay portion. And when you're studying those babies, emphasize these subjects, and you'll see some familiar friends on the bar next week when you go to take it. Just one other quick note, with the bar, just remember, you need to average around 3.5 for February. You need to average about 3.5. Remember, it's a scale of 1 to 6. So that's doable. It varies a little bit. The harder the essays are, the lower the score you can pass with. But typically for February at least, 3.5 is about what you need. But if you think about that, our goal is to really kind of kick ass on a couple of the essays. If you kick ass on a couple of the essays, you're really in the driver's seat. You're almost home free. So let's say, for example, you're anticipating those subjects I said, and like, you know, 4 of them are there, and you're really ready to go for those, and you just kick ass on a couple of them, and then maybe you do okay on a couple. Oops, you do okay on a couple. So you get a 5, a 5, a 4, and a 3. If you do that, if you do well in a couple and maintain, you know, some a decent performance on a couple of the others, then you can afford to do kind of poorly on the last 2. And it averages out. A couple 5s, a 4, a 3, a 2, and 2. You know, 2s are, you should be able to get a 2. You should be able to say something intelligent for any essay, even if you're really confused. So that's the key. That's the kind of the formula, right? Capitalize on a few of these essays that you know. If you study enough, there'll be at least a couple that you know, and attack them, rack up some points, use the facts well, and then just try to, you know, survive the others, okay? And that 3-point average is what you're looking for. Okay. Want to make it quick? Peace out. Jones, good luck, everybody. Good luck on the February bar.